At the end of the day, on Friday, August 19th, the S&P 500, a broad measurement of stocks in the United States, was down 10.4% on the year. Also challenging for investors, particularly conservative investors, is as of Friday's market close, the Bloomberg US Aggregate Bond Index, which is a broad measurement of bonds, often considered an asset class safer than stocks, was down 9.7% year to date. Hi, I'm Jim Dunlop, and this is a quick economic update from Advent Partners. It's been a challenging year for investors of all stripes. Both aggressive investors who hold lots of stocks have been beat up, and conservative investors who hold lots of bonds have been beat up. Those seeking safety in bonds have had a difficult year as well. Now, we probably reached our low point on this journey so far in the middle of June. And since then, we've seen stocks really over the last 2 months rally back. And that's in large part a reaction to 2 really good months of inflation data that came out. But let's go a little bit deeper. The inflation data that we received that was good, meaning the inflation rate was starting to drop, was really a result of lower energy prices. And a lot of us saw that. We were paying a lot more for gas to fill our cars in the spring and at the beginning of the summer than we are right now. That relief at the pump translated into more money in people's pockets and a lower rate of inflation. The markets were very encouraged. And, that's not a bad thing. That trend, though, needs to continue, I think, for markets to really continue their recovery. And it's still too early. 2 months is not necessarily a long-term trend. And so we would need to see month in month out of really good inflation news. Last week, retail sales were flat for July. That's a little disappointing because people thought they'd grow. But if we go a little bit deeper, those falling gas prices we just talked about allowed consumers to actually bump up other areas of spending, places like online shopping, which rose 2.7%. We know that just under 70% of all economic activity as measured by GDP is tied to consumer spending. And so it's something that we watch very closely. So I'm not sure where we're going to go. I don't think anybody does. We don't have a crystal ball. Here it is, the beginning of the week of August 22nd, and markets are off to a rocky start. We need to keep an eye on inflation. The good news that we've seen is a result of lower energy prices, and that's great. But winter's coming, and the need for people to heat their homes and generate electricity, particularly in places like Europe, where natural gas supplies from Russia are severely limited due to the conflict and war in Ukraine. That's going to drive global energy prices higher for everybody and could undo the progress we've made on inflation so far. And I think if that were the case, markets could take a long time to recover. We just don't know. Or the trend that we've seen continues. The actions that the Federal Reserve have taken are being effective, and that could continue to be more good news economically. And I would expect, barring any other major issues, that markets would cheer on better inflation data. Stay tuned. We're going to keep an eye on it. We continue to manage your portfolios appropriately. If you know of anybody that is needing some hand-holding or a second opinion, don't hesitate to contact our team. We're here to have a conversation. And of course, if you want to talk about what's going on in your portfolio, please reach out. We're here to help. Thank you, and have a great week.